Welcome to Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach. On this tour I will explain how this beach town became the surfing capital of the world, point out some places not to miss out on when you're visiting, and I'll also talk about the US Open of Surfing, a super fun event that happens every summer. And with that, let's go ahead and start the tour. Huntington Beach is located in Orange County, California, just south of Los Angeles County. We start the tour at the Huntington Beach International Surfing Museum in downtown Huntington Beach, walk along Main Street with its restaurants and shops, cross over PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, to the pier where the US Open of Surfing will be taking place. We will then walk south along PCH to Pacific City, which is an outdoor mall with a really cool chocolate store, and then we'll end the tour at a beach bar. This Art Deco building was completed in 1935 and was the office of a general practitioner. In the early 1980s, it was home to the famed punk club Safari Sam's, and in 1987, the Huntington Beach International Surfing Museum was established here. Before going inside, I want to show you this giant surfboard in their parking lot. It is 42 feet long and weighs 1,300 pounds. Once you go inside, you can watch a video which takes you back to 2015, where 66 people rode this custom-built surfboard, breaking the Guinness World Records for 1. The world's largest surfboard, and 2. Most people riding a surfboard at once. The turnout for this event was massive, with tons of spectators becoming witnesses of these 2 world records. Huntington Beach has been the official Surf City USA since April 21, 1991, when Congressman Dana Rohrabacher declared Huntington Beach Surf City USA on the floor of the US Congress, and for good reason. The rich surf heritage of Huntington Beach dates back to 1914, when George, father of modern surfing, Freeth, first demonstrated surfing at the pier. The museum has many cool items on display that are part of surfing history. It shows how surfboards have evolved from solid wood boards to the foam surfboards we know today. This section is about Gordy Duane, who opened Huntington Beach's first surfboard shaping shop in 1956. Gordy surfboards pioneered the use of lightweight surfboard foam. The museum also tells the story of surfing competitions held in Huntington Beach. The first smaller contests were held in the 1930s, and then in 1959, the first West Coast Surfboard Championship was held. The championship grew from only 73 entrants in the first year to 500 plus in 1968, which had a huge impact on the sport in Huntington Beach and the rest of the world. In 1982, that surfing championship became known as the OP Pro Surf Contest, named after its sponsor Ocean Pacific, a clothing company. In 1994, the event was renamed and became the US Open of Surfing, which still happens to this day, and I'll talk more about that once we get to the pier. We make our way over to Main Street, and across the street on the corner we see the Huntington Beach Post Office, which has been in this building ever since it was built in 1935. We are now on Main Street heading towards the beach. You'll find several bars and restaurants on this street. This is the Talbert Leatherman building, which dates back to 1904 and is one of the oldest remaining commercial buildings in the city. It was fully restored to its original condition in 1990 to become the Longboard Restaurant and Pub. They are home to the Huntington Beach Lobster Fest, which takes place from late September to early November. This is the Sugar Shack Cafe, which has been serving classic American eats and hearty breakfast since 1967. Now, I don't go out for breakfast often, but when I do, I get Eggs Benedict. So I am a bit of an Eggs Benedict connoisseur, and this one definitely did not disappoint. So yeah, I can certainly recommend this place. And note that they are only open for breakfast and lunch. This building, where Perks nightclub is located, was originally built in 1907 and rebuilt in 1917. It was first used as a public school before becoming a real estate office. After the discovery of oil in Huntington Beach in 1920 and the arrival of thousands of oil workers, H.F. Lindner bought the property and converted it into the Palace Pool Hall on the first floor and Palace Hotel upstairs. Right next door we see the surf shop Jack's Surfboards, which was established at this site in 1957 and has grown into a major surf retailer carrying the newest surf products from brands like Quicksilver, Billabong, Volcom, and more. In front of the store you can see the Surfing Walk of Fame, Huntington Beach version of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It pays tribute to the Immortals of Surfing. A committee of about 80 international surf industry experts submits its choice for 6 different categories: surf culture, local hero, surf pioneer, surf champion, woman of the year, and honor roll. The induction ceremony is held annually during the US Open of Surfing competition. This year, 2023, it will take place on August 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it's a free event. Across the street from Jack's Surfboards is another surf shop, Huntington Surf and Sport. In front of the building you can see a statue of the great Duke Kahanamoku, who was a successful Hawaiian swimmer. Between Olympic competitions and after retiring from the Olympics, Duke traveled internationally to give swimming exhibitions, and during this time he popularized the sport of surfing, previously known only in Hawaii, by incorporating surfing exhibitions as well. He attracted people to surfing in mainland America first in 1912 while in Southern California. At the Huntington Surf and Sports store you can also find the Surfers Hall of Fame with the hand and footprints of those who have greatly impacted surfing culture. If you go inside the store and past the little coffee bar, make sure to look down as this is also part of the Surfers Hall of Fame, and there you'll find the hand and footprints of legendary surfer Kelly Slater. Alright, now we are crossing Pacific Coast Highway to get to the pier. To the left you see Duke's, a restaurant named after Duke Kahanamoku. It has become a small chain with 6 waterfront restaurants in California and Hawaii. It is a very popular restaurant, so I recommend reserving a table in advance via OpenTable. To the right of the pier they have a little artisan fair every Friday and on select weekends where local artists sell their crafts. The Huntington Beach Pier is 1,850 feet long, making it one of the longest piers on the West Coast. It symbolizes the heart of Huntington Beach and is the most photographed spot in town. Below the pier is a boardwalk for you to bike or skate along the beach. There are several places to rent bikes, and I'll show you a store later where you can rent e-bikes. Underneath Duke's, right there by the boardwalk, is Sandy's Beach Shack, a much more casual setting compared to Duke's. The southern side of the pier is where the US Open of Surfing will be taking place from July 29th to August 6th, 2023. It's always a super fun event with professional surf, skate, and BMX competitions and other fun activities. Here are some impressions from last year when Vans was the main sponsor. This year's event is sponsored by Wallex and Pacifico, so we'll see if they change things up. At the time of this recording, there were not a whole lot of details released yet, even though it starts in about a week. So hopefully they'll release the schedule and more details soon. As we walk further along the pier, we pass 2 little gift shops and then we get to the lifeguard tower. Bud Higgins and Gene Belshie became the first 2 full-time paid lifeguards in 1927 and played a crucial role in making surfing more popular in Huntington Beach. They hand-carved the first surfboards from solid red wood with a block plane and draw knife, and they even surfed with legendary Duke Kahanamoku back in the day. There is another interesting story about Bud Higgins. It is said that he impressed crowds by wrapping himself in an alcohol-soaked flannel and set himself on fire before jumping from the pier into the water. So after his lifeguard career, you would think maybe he switched over to becoming a stuntman, but no, he became the fire chief of Huntington Beach. At the end of the pier is a restaurant space. It was a Ruby's Diner from 1996 to 2021. After that, a new restaurant, Bud and Gene's, named after the first 2 lifeguards, opened up, but it shut down again shortly after. They are now getting ready to open Broad Street Oyster Company, a seafood restaurant which has multiple locations in California. When you head to the beach and go into the water, make sure to put on reef-safe sunscreen to protect the reefs around the world. My go-to is Raw Elements 100% natural sunscreen. I have an affiliate link in the description below, and if you enter code TTWC, you'll get 10% off. Alright, now let's make our way back to Pacific Coast Highway where we continue the tour heading south. Here we are at Pacific City, an outdoor mall located along PCH. Right here as you enter is Rad Power Bikes, where you can rent or buy e-bikes and cruise along the boardwalk. So where does the name Pacific City come from? Well, back in 1901, politician Philip Stanton and the West Coast Water and Land Company purchased most parts of the town, calling it Pacific City and envisioning it as a western version of Atlantic City. A year later, wealthy investor Henry Huntington and his Huntington Beach Company bought interest in the West Coast Water and Land Company, and ultimately, in 1909, the city of Huntington Beach was incorporated. There are several restaurants to choose from here at Pacific City. If you want to grab a burger and beer with a view, I can certainly recommend the American Dream. Their burger was very tasty. But make sure to save room for dessert, because right around the corner from the burger spot is this cute chocolate store, Bella Sophia Chocolates. All of their chocolates are handmade using unique flavor combination techniques from around the world, and to achieve that perfect flavor, all their products are sourced from local and regional farmers using only the finest ingredients. They even hand make their own vanilla extract and never use any artificial flavor or ingredients. Using all these quality ingredients, you're probably thinking these must be the best chocolates out there, and I can certainly confirm that. Not only are the chocolates super delicious, but I was also blown away by the creativity put into the chocolates by the founders of Bella Sophia Chocolates. On top of that, they are super friendly people, so when you stop by, strike up a conversation with them. If interested, ask about their chocolate making process and tell them hi from me. Alright, now we walk further down PCH. We'll pass a hotel and a couple of resorts. First up is the Pasea Hotel and Spa, a 4-star hotel in a great location close to downtown Huntington Beach and the beach. After passing the Pasea Hotel, I crossed over the street to the beach side of PCH, where you can see the surfer statue created by surf artist Edmund Schumpert, naming it the Ultimate Challenge. The bronze casting is one of the largest in the nation, measuring 18 feet diagonally. At this same intersection where the Pasea Hotel and the statue are located is also the Waterfront Beach Resort, a Hilton Hotel. And then, just a little further south, is the Hyatt Regency Huntington Beach Resort and Spa, another luxurious resort. However, I'm going to stay on the beach side now, walking along the boardwalk to get to our next stop. But before we get to that next stop, I want to show you this Dock Challenge event which was happening on the beach while I was there. This goes to show you that there are always fun things happening here in Huntington Beach. Alright, and now we get to the Huntington Beach House, a beach bar located right on the beach by the boardwalk. This is a super cool spot to hang out and enjoy a beer. They also have fire pits if you go at night, enjoying the sunset. Note that you can pre-book chairs and fire pit with firewood in advance via their website to make sure you have a spot. Not only can you grab drinks here, but also brunch, lunch, and dinner. Thanks for joining me on this tour of Huntington Beach. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see some of you at the US Open of Surfing. And with that, I say thank you and Dankeschön!